Double honors to the elders and apostles of Good News. Shalom also to the one third Israelites, which include Judas, children, Isogod, Nikos, Latinus, and Indians who are still oppressed together according to the book of Jeremiah 50 and 33, but to whom so lay paternity adoption, the giving of the law, the promises, the glory, and the covenants, according to the book of Romans chapter 9, if you don't know. Okay, and this is the Purge, Illinois. We will look where Illinois is, okay, because there was an article that a brother was reading also, but it was not Illinois. It was Chicago. Okay, so let's look real quick where Illinois is, because I don't know the exact states in the United States of America, everyone exactly, Okay, but this is clearly, I don't know if you watched the movie Purge, The Purge. Okay, there are even more movies lately, 2022. Okay, because there was only this one, The Purge, the first one, and then there came more. Okay, so here's Illinois. Okay, and Chicago is Chicago is, I believe, somewhere else over here. On the map, for example. Okay, maps America. Okay, you see already it's completely somewhere different. Maybe not completely so much, but oh wait, Chicago. Yeah, here. Okay, Chicago. Oh, no, exactly. Okay, Chicago is in Illinois. Okay, so that is not the same article, but that's just further confirmation. Further confirmation that this what the brother was reading is actually true. Okay, so okay, Salachia, I was thinking that I was not informed about the fact that Chicago is the capital, as it seems, from Illinois. I don't know, maybe you can correct me on that, but I believe so. Kinda never went to America, okay, but that's why I went into maps. So clearly there's something growing up in Illinois, okay, in the whole country, or in the whole state, basically. As we're talking about, okay, the movie The Purge, and then there were different other movies that came after The Purge, the original movie, if you will. These movies are not so far anyway, because even the scripture tells you things about, the scripture even tells you things about that, right? People fight against each other. And I go a lot into these scriptures, okay, this scripture mainly, also, against each other's swords in their hands. And why is that? Because it is that time, okay? Because it is that same time to read the scriptures, because it's just what's about to happen soon. Okay, it can even happen before 2023. Okay, just because it says that it's now lawful, things like, or it's now not so hard punished like before, and things like that. It will start all of a sudden. No, it already started. If you look for these clever people that you have in America, they already know that there's a war coming, a civil war coming. Okay, so where is that? With swords in their hands, fighting people. It's Second Esdras. Second Esdras 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay. For verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Okay, it says something about stealing crimes also here in this article. We will see. Okay, it's not so long at all, so stay tuned, you know. But here, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Okay, I can't, because if you have no real law against it, why shouldn't people do so? They even started already with stealing chickens from farmers and things like that. Okay, crazy stuff really, as I talked about in one of my last videos somewhere. Again, you have these more clever Americans, okay, maybe Edomites, I don't know, who basically talk about you have to prepare your family, how to fight, you have to get your ammunition now, because, you know, the prices will be kind of like what we have now with the food and the gas, you know, is really soon, so you can't buy ammunition really anymore, okay, which is not our weapon of war, if you can read the Bible correctly, okay. Because we don't fight against flesh and blood, okay. So I don't say to you as a hopeful elect, okay, buy ammunition or whatever, you know. You can do that if you want, okay, but I don't suggest you doing that. But I would suggest you, of course, buying some packages rises more, some packages rises more, okay, but the scriptures packages of rice nachher more, okay, because of course prices will further go up, and also, you know, you have these people that buy kind of like, you know, have a strange behavior, you know. It can happen that you have all of a sudden, just because there was something in the main news, okay, what you already knew, but these people you have to think about, they don't have these sources like we, okay, naturalnews.com, blacklistednews.com, okay, people prophesying, the product prophesying on the internet all day, saying things before they happen, okay, watching these very interesting Netflix series and movies, what have edifying effect, okay, not every movie and series, especially what the masses of people watch, don't have a educational or edifying effect, but those what we watch have it, and that's why we choose certain movies and series especially, okay. So don't be surprised if you go to the shop and all of a sudden, okay, the wise packages are no longer there, okay, even if you go into some outlandish shops, okay, Indish or, you know, Indian or Turkish or whatever, there maybe also, because people will see that on the internet, oh, this is empty, so I will go there and things like that, okay. So of course I suggest you, because we are on these last special days, to buy you a little bit food more, but I also say that the scripture prepared us for things like that, and that we will eat while others will be hungry, not because we so special, but because we trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, proving that all day, okay, to the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay, doing these lessons, going to camp, things like that. Ephesians 6 and 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers and the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, okay. This says nothing about weapons, okay, like GMS Tanzania says, okay, these Neanderthals with their weapons can't, because you really have to be a Neanderthal to believe that a weapon will help you, or weapons at all will help you more than the, okay, protection of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay. He's a shield, let me get it. He is, I have more scriptures to prove that, okay, but here also just randomly a few. Proverbs 30 and 5, every god of word is pure, he is a shield unto them that put their trust in him, okay. 1,000 shall fall to die white, okay, we can do that all day. Psalms 91 and 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee, okay. Verse 8, only with thine eyes shall thou be behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord Jehovah Shem Shai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Okay. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore said the Lord of God, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay, as I said, we can do it kind of like, but let's stop it here. The Purge, Illinois eliminating bail requirement for murderers starting in 2023. Politicians in the state of Illinois passed a new law that will do away with cash bail for 12 non-detainable offenses, including second-degree murder. Okay, let's get the, especially if you come from Germany, you don't really maybe know what this means. Okay, second-degree murder. So we will get the definition of it. Okay, or basically the whole definition, because of course, I have also an idea what it is, but let's get the complete meaning of it to make no mistakes here. Okay, because some may run with that saying, oh, you can do murder and things like that, but this is not so easy. Okay, second degree murder, an act of murder with intent but without premeditation. The crime of murder. Okay, second description: this crime of murder with intent but without premeditation. Second degree murder is a criminal law term that describes the killing of another human being without premeditation but with intent. Second degree murder may also refer to a death caused by an individual's negligent or reckless conduct. Okay, to explore this concept, consider the second degree murder definition. The definition of second degree murder: the killing of another human being intentionally but without premeditation. Okay, you have a law for things like that in the Bible also. Okay. Degrees of murder. Each state has specific definitions of murder, which are broken down by severity of the crime, the elements of each degree of murder, including first degree, second degree, and voluntary or involuntary manslaughter, or similar in each state. First degree murder. First degree murder, also referred to as capital murder, involves intent to kill and premeditation. Okay. In basic terms, the perpetrator planned to kill the victim and then followed through with his plans. Even a few moments of planning or thinking about killing the victim may be counted as premeditation. Other circumstances that classify a murder as first degree include a killing that occurred while the defendant was committing another felony. A person can be charged with first degree or felony murder if, while he is committing a dangerous crime, someone dies. In such cases, the defendant may face first degree murder charges even if he is not the person who actually killed the victim. Okay, we don't read the examples, but you can now better figure out what it really means. Second degree murder. Okay, second degree murder is a criminal act. It's the criminal act of killing another person with intent but without premeditation. In simple terms, a person can face second degree murder charges if he intentionally causes another person to lose his life with no pre-planning or without taking an opportunity to put some thought into it. Second degree murder is less serious than first degree murder and is not subject to the death penalty. Penalty. Salachia. Hate these bodies, man. And English, man. So stupid. the exact laws regarding second degree murder very I don't know how to say that, but very I can't say there are in English, especially like I believe Chinese persons do that also, kind of like vary by jurisdiction, but in all states it is considered a felony crime, and the penalties are severe. Typically, a person can be found guilty of second-degree murder if any of the following circumstances exist. The killing was the result of an act that was intended to cause serious harm. The killing was the result of an act that shows the perpetrator had an indifference to human life. The killing was done impulsively in a time of high emotion. Okay, and this is the main point what we also here can get, man, out of this, kind of like this emotional state where the people are in 2022. Okay, things like that, their buying behavior, their behavior when it comes to thinking about the Bible, I have a problem with this in the Bible, but now they get emotional and don't believe in the Bible anymore and things like that. Okay, when even the scripture tells you that nobody dies, let me get it without a cause, basically. Okay, or is there an evil in the city? Okay, so basically we cleared that what second degree murder really means, and according to the state it will be kind of like legal, you see. Amos 3 and 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there an evil be in the city? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? Okay, because Yahweh Shemashai is creating light and darkness. Okay, light and darkness. Anybody who reads the Bible at least can say I bring kind of like stuff that is not in here to read. Okay, Isaiah 45 and 7, so it's of course true okay, Isaiah 45, okay, because the Bible is still the most sold book in this world, and you have people believing in the Bible but really being not interested or emotional, if you will, about things that are, for example, like here this verse, Isaiah 45 and 7, I form the light and create darkness, or Romans 9, also, for example, what I said at the beginning, okay, or Jeremiah 50:33. These are all things that are true and cannot be forgot. Isaiah 45 and 7, I form the light and create darkness, I make peace and create evil, I the Lord do all these things. So you can't even say it's the state, really. Okay, of course, the Bible talks also about woe to them that pass these cruel laws. Okay, let me get it also. Woe to them that wicked laws, basically. But really, it's Yahweh Hashem Hamashai acting to these higher ups, okay, these high principalities to also, bring this whole place to an end, man, okay, or this last world war to an escalation. Because if you think about it, Yahweh has a plan to bring the kingdom here to earth, to start the millennium, his son Yahweh Shai being the principality, basically, or the state. Okay, Yahweh Shai will be the highest person in the kingdom. Okay, before him comes only Yahweh, basically. Then comes Yahweh Shai, then comes King David, then comes the house of David, what is here today on this earth, being the hopeful elect, okay, Hebrew Israelites, the ruling body, if you will, okay, and and what can Yahweh do different when he is about to let things escalate? Okay, Armageddon looked it up in the Bible also, okay, then to use these people to bring these laws, to make things escalate, to create darkness, as we was reading it, you know, to bring these first nukes to America, okay? You have even heathens dreaming about America will be destroyed by ICBM missiles, what you can read also in the Bible, you know, when you read about smoke tails or tails, okay, like scorpions. These are the smoke that comes from an ICBM missile, okay? Okay, let me get it real quick. Tails, like scorpions. Revelation 9 and 10. And they had tails like unto scorpions, you see, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months, okay, after effects of missiles, for example, radiation, what you have in Ukraine right now, this nuclear plant and things like that. This all also are part of these plagues, okay. Isaiah 5 and 23, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteous of the righteous from him. Okay, this is not what I'm looking for. Let me look real quick. Isaiah 10 and 1 is it? Okay. Isaiah 10 and 1. Let me read from some other version, okay, randomly, because it comes out the same, okay. Let me get the voice version here, okay. How awful it will be for those who mandate wickedness and legalize oppression, denying justice to the needy, taking away the rights of the pure among my people. Such leaders intend to make helpless widows and orphans their prey. Okay, but it's also a way to destroy the two-third wicked Israelites, because if you think about it, they don't have the weapons really to counter all these attacks that will come from the civil war, things like that. So Yahweh is also using the wicked, or basically the heathens, to destroy the two-dirt jakes, man. Okay. Of course, you have these gangs and things like that, okay, but, you know, not every two-dirt jake is a gang member and things like that. And they, you know, and you have this talk, these drug addicts also in Mexico. You have these wars in between these gangs and clans and whatever. Okay, this of course will also escalate, because all these clans, gangs, whatever, will basically use also their weapons, and, you know, basically what they do will be on the daily program, but for everybody, not just, you know. So you have to really think about it, man, okay, what this actually means here. But anyway, okay, and this article is 6,780 news, by the way, okay. The so-called Safety Act, Safety, Accountability and Fairness Equity Today Act will also eliminate the bail requirement for aggravated battery and arson, drug-induced homicide, kidnapping, okay, okay, burglary, robbery, okay. We don't have to go into these things, what these things are, okay. Intimidation, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing and eluding, drug offenses, threatening a public official. Okay, threatening a public official is really also not a light thing. Okay. Starting in 2023, okay, all of these crimes will become non-detainable offenses. Okay, meaning criminals who commit them will simply be charged and immediately released back into the community. Okay, related, Caterpillar, okay, and the other companies that have left Illinois in recent months fled over things like this. Interesting. Once the Safety Act takes effect, okay, or let me get that bunkers of these super rich people also real quick, why we are at the topic, okay. Bunker for the super rich America. Amazing doomsday bunkers of the super rich. Okay, this will be mainly, of course, you see all these wine bottles, okay, because of the escalation when it comes to a real Armageddon, to a real war, okay. Let me get it real quick. But also because of things like that, okay, and people are already out of certain, you know, kind of like certain circles, state circles, or in between the state, certain circles where also not so rich people live and things like. They want to go out of that, okay, because they are still they can still harm you, okay, if you're super rich and you're living around these people, man, okay, especially in times like this, okay. But let me get it real quick. Okay, you're not safe in a house, a so-called house, okay. What is safe in a house, okay? Only a bunker is actually the real, kind of like protection against everybody, but also really, destruction that comes to and by a war, okay. Armageddon, Revelation 16:16, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, okay. Verse 17, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was such a great earthquake, such was not since men were upon the earth so mighty an earthquake and so great. And the great city, okay, what is America, the great whore Babylon, was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance, okay, before God, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Okay, so this cup goes to everybody, not just us, the chosen people, okay, and every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Okay, and there fell upon man a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the wage of a talent, and man blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail, for the plague there was exceeding great. Because you have plagues being already here and coming that are so great and basically heavy, man, okay, that you have people trying to or basically saying, oh, basically blaspheming God, okay. Of course, he's the one who creates light and darkness, but just look at a human being. Okay, it's the same. A human being, as you can see it, for example, we are the guilty ones, not he, okay? He's the one who brings this judgment to the world because of what the world did, because of what every last one human did, okay? Because a man is known by his end. Let me get it real quick. Okay, also here in these bunkers, if you are there and there's an earthquake, I don't know if that's so safe at all. Okay, but of course, people think that they are safe without Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and that's a sin already right there. Okay, and let me get it real quick. What I was talking about, okay. Anyway, let me read in the text, okay. Khan. A man is known by his end, okay. I'm all over the place. But this article is also kind of like, already over. A man is known by his end. Okay, so nobody is dying here. That is the scripture that I wanted to go in. Okay, without, he is the one himself, okay, or herself. She's the one herself who brought the judgment on his own person. You see, James 1 and 8 are double-minded. Oh, sorry. That is not the worst. I have it so direct here typed in, so I really clicked on the first because I thought it cannot be here a misinterpretation by the searching machine. But anyway, where is it? A man is known by his end. Well, let me get it like that, okay? Anyway, Ecclesiasticus 11:26, for it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. Okay, what's so hard about that to understand? You see, so there's nothing you can blaspheme God or things like that and whatever bullshit, okay? You see, 27, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered. George none blessed for before his death, you see, for a man shall be known in his children, bring not every man into their house. Okay, can't. I was thinking that this is now going into a man shall be known by his end, but basically it's just what it says here, you know. You see, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and his end is his deeds shall be discovered, and basically, you know, it's an easy thing to the Lord to, you know, in the day of death, which can be everything, you know, famine, war, you can choose one. Okay, and to reward a man according to his ways, you see, it's just what it is, man. Okay, so really I will end it here. You know what's coming. You can read that article here on this under the video. I put it in the box. Okay. Trespassing and other crimes that used to result in arrest to become ticketable offenses in Illinois. You see, another change the bill will make is to curtail which type of criminals can be arrested, resulting in more of them being ticketed as opposed to taking into custody. Okay, and also you have to think about, you have these higher ups being basically what is it, untouchable by the law just because of their money. Okay, and you have other people, the so-called normal civilization, okay, if you want to call it like that, because really here on this earth you have no civilization, okay, because these laws are so just cavemen that you would think we are not just in hell but also in a hell hole or in a cave hole, okay, but they are basically angry also, and they want to basically put these people, these higher ups, in prison for what they do, okay, but can't do it because these same higher ups rule over them. So you will have basically just how it is, a situation where the more richer people just flee, right? Because but I can say also that there's judgment, like we was reading, for everybody coming, okay? So of course they will get their bill also. Let me get it. Okay, say to the mountains, hide us from the wrath, hide us from the wrath. Okay, and I can even understand it to some point, because you have kind of like this kidnapping stuff and things like that also being really kind of like normal already today, 2022, where you think like, okay, you have this normal civilization, okay, okay, and their kid is, for example, stolen or kidnapped or whatever, but you never find out the truth, okay, and that's kind of like, okay, but you know the fault goes to everybody, because you know, and they you know, they don't really don't trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai being righteous, basically in every point of what he is doing, okay, because there will be judgment also for things like that, okay. Okay, because really the oppression of the apple's eye of the Lord is coming by all these heathens, okay, not just the higher ups, but also by these normal ones, okay. Just look at a guy like Rocket Malone, okay, trying to push that you know, these people, GMS there, okay, you know, not even saying, okay, that we know, okay, oh, we are the elect and things like that, okay, that is not what we're doing, but saying the doctrine that we teach from the Bible, okay, you can't say, oh, that's wrong, that's not true and things like that, okay, and how okay, what is this, okay. So of course, you know, there comes judgments for things like that also, even if you say, you can say, you know, oh, you say you're not the elect and I believed it all, so you can say that, okay, because we say just we are the hopeful elect, okay. but you can't say that our doctrine is not 100% accurate or 100% true. So that makes us then the prophets, you see. Revelation 6 and 16. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, okay, which is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, in other words, being in the judgment seat, going for everyone here, okay, on this earth. You will have plagues and, let me get it right there. Plagues, famine. But first, let me get that. Job 5:22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Okay, because even the beasts will be used as a judgment, as a way of judgment, okay, in these end days, okay. Khan 2nd Esdras 15:15. 15:5, Salachia. Oh, let me read from verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, as a, 2nd Esdras 15:2, for they are faithful and true, okay, and you can not just say that everything what we teach about the Bible is in fact real, but also that the Bible is real, and I did also enough videos to, where I showed basically you can't say the Bible isn't true because it's historical, so accurate. And again, it's the most sold book on earth, and that has, of course, also a very, very high academic reason, if you want to call it in a worldly fashion, because of architecture, what you have, and history, as I said, things that are from the scientific aspect and things like that, whatever. Okay, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay, and that's a very important sentence here also. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the earth, world, the sword, okay, famine, death, and destruction. There's a scripture saying, if you die by the sword, which is, war, for example, but also a civil war, okay, not just a dirt world war, which is in the scriptures also. I show you that. Okay. Okay, it's better to die by a war than by famine, okay, which the one thing is connected to the other, but it's better, because hunger is really not a good case at all. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled. So it's not like Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is unrighteous when he brings all the judgment and plagues and whatever, and famine and sword, and no. Okay, let me read it again. Verse 6, for wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, okay, which they profanely commit, okay, they thinking it's all good and things like that, okay, and our laws are beautiful, our laws are righteous, we have democracy is righteous, but that's not the case at all. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves, because, you may think, oh, Yahweh waits all this time. No. Okay, for us it's basically 1,000 years past, but for him, okay, for the God of this universe, okay, and all the universes, okay, for him it's maybe just a day that passed. So Yahweh is not blasphemed, and he's also not laughed at, okay, because you may think, oh, he's not, Yahweh Shai is not coming back at all and things like that. Okay, but you have to think about it, and I have, let me get it real quick. One day is like 1,000 years. Okay. So you may think, oh, there's no judgment at all coming and things like that, or whatever. 2 Peter, and there's also a scripture that says, literally the same thing in Psalms. Okay, 2 Peter 3 and 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. Okay, so whatever, okay, TF, you think is to be righteous, is to be all good and things like that. No, we was reading it. It's not how, especially the masses see things. Okay, in which they profanely commit, you see, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Even, behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Can't, So with that, I will basically leave it here. There was one scripture that I wanted to go into, but I don't want to make this too long, and I think I went in enough scriptures for today. Okay. The second S was here. Can. Okay, for example, verse 48. Second S was 15. Okay. Let's touch a little bit more for what it says about what's coming, or why it is coming. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions, you see, because everybody follows this American way and things like that. Okay, democracy, as I said, is the most wicked thing what you can invent. Therefore said God, I will send plagues upon thee. Okay, because most people don't have good ideas. If you go by democracy, okay, you see what's coming out in Illinois right there. Okay, so please don't tell me that there's even a sense of righteousness in this modern 2022 dog of what most people actually think of every day by growing up. Okay. Okay. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Okay. And the glory of thy power shall be tried. Okay, this also talks about Edom. Okay, those who are basically kind of like trying to oppress, okay, the Lord's chosen people, these wicked, what is it? These wicked rulers, I will, and the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower. The heat shall arise that is sent over thee, okay? Thou shalt be weakened as a pure woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive. Not receive. Can't receive thee. Would I with jealously have so proceeded against thee, said the Lord, if thou hast not always slain my chosen, exalting the stroke of thine hands, and saying, it's talking about Edom, saying over their dead, when thou wast drunken, set forth the beauty of thy countenance, the reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense. Okay, so basically, as I said, the bill comes to everyone, and it starts with the house of Lord. Okay, we will prove that. Okay, starting, okay, the house, basically, judgment. Okay, we'll start with the house. We'll start with the house of God. Okay. So basically, okay, this is not a reason, okay, for everybody to be glad or whatever for what's coming, because really nobody wishes for these days, because the day is so cool, man. Okay, coming to this earth, okay, but of course you have a reason if you trust and believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, okay, to look up, because your redemption toward nigh, things like that, okay. Not saying that you should not do so, okay. Waiting for these times, waiting for these prophecies and things like that, okay. But also, this is not something you really wish for, okay, these days, because you will see things happening. Okay, for example, just imagine a giant monster will be in a city, okay, Leviathan, a giant monster is standing in a city, kind of like slaying people here and there, okay, masses of people. If I say people, I mean masses, okay, here, there, okay. First Peter 4, and you might hear already that I'm not from America, man. okay, for how I speak and things like that. Okay, Salachi for that, of course, also, but I know this. Okay, First Peter 4:17. Okay, but what can I say? Yeah, Leviathan slaying people, and houses. Okay, or how can I say? First Peter 4:17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God, and and if it first begin at us, what shall the end of them that how you say it, obey not the gospel of God? You see. So I read it again. Okay, for these non-sayers and these prophets are crazy. Okay, let's read it again. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God, and it first begin at us. What shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? Can't, because as I said, as I already was reading, there's nothing, uh, you know, nothing what you do, what is not noticed or things like that. Okay. And also the two dirts what I talked about, okay, in the civil war and in the war, okay, they will have their bill also, and everybody will have a special bill who thinks, okay, this thing what the one dirt Israel is doing, Israel can appear in every appearance. If you don't, it's not just Negro, Latino, and Indian. An Israelite can look like okay, just imagine a real country what you never hear of, okay, somewhere in the island, okay, how the least of a human being would look, exactly like that can a chosen one dirt look, okay, today, because of the mixing and things like that. Okay, even tells you the holy seed mingled with the people and things like that. And the cake not turned talks about Ephraim. Okay, a cake not turned is, for example, on this one side dark and this one other side light and things like that. Okay, for example, also Apostle Gabor saying many Germans are Israelites. Okay, look at the Dark Ages. We had all this mixing. Okay, so-called Nikos mainly here in Germany, and Okay, so this is not a color thing. But Robert Malone even proclaims that we saying that this is a color thing, when we clearly are not like these other camps of these so-called Israelites. Okay, so you already see how it's going and where it goes. Okay, because our doctrine is just pure Bible. Okay, and whatever other camps do and whatever the okay, does not have anything to do with us, obviously. Okay, because we don't even debate with them and things like that. Okay, and it's just what it is. Okay, um, the one dirt. If you say, if again, the special bill comes for those that think, oh, this one dirt doctrine, what these Hebrew Israelites. And I talk about GMS. I don't talk about any other groups. Okay, I don't talk about some Japanese Christian group or whatever who thinks that they are the chosen. And I don't talk about Bulgarian so-called we are the Jews groups. I don't talk about Judaism. I don't talk about Christians here in Germany. No. Okay. I just talk about the 144,000 doctrine. Okay, and to show you real quick, to give you an overview what this really means, you have to again go into numbers, because the Bible likes to use its numbers, obviously. Okay, because if you look how much people on earth, how much people are on the earth, okay, on the earth, and there comes out a certain number, okay, who would guess? 2022, okay, let me get that. Population of the world 2022, and it's basically okay, please just give me a number. Okay. Salachi, this takes a bit. Here, 7 milliards, okay, 935,925, what the fuck, million, Salachia, 925 1,577. And 144,000 is really, not so big at all. If you look at that number, minus 144,000, you know how much people are not of the 1/3 elect chosen people of the Lord, who will be stable in all this hell what's coming, because of their knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay, so really you have to think about okay, Salachia, the difference in these two numbers. Okay, so please don't tell me something, oh, this group can't be the chosen people, the chosen doctrine, I mean what they teach and things like that. No, okay, it can be and it will be. And I say it again, a special bill will come for those who think who think that this is a doctrine here to laugh about. No, it's just what the Bible teaches, and it's, the pure doctrine, if you will, which makes this difference of these 144. Let me prove that, okay. The new song, 144K, okay, compared to a number of 14 milliards, man, okay, 14. You know the difference between these numbers? Obviously not, if you think that this doctrine, this new song, okay, is strange, okay? Strange, and it will never be that this doctrine will be basically law here on this earth and whatever, and what they teach, about, I don't know, for example, I can't say everything in this video, okay, especially if you don't want your videos to be deleted, but okay, what can I say, yeah, the feasts of the Bible, for example, will be kept in the kingdom and things like that. Oh, I can't imagine that. Oh, I can't this and this and this. No, okay, it's what these 144,000 people, according to the book of Revelation, okay, we will read 14 and 3 first. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts. And the elders and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Okay, I read it again. But the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Okay? And let's get the number for 100. 144,000. How often does it appear actually in the Bible? Okay. Revelation 14 and 1. And I looked, lo, a lamb stood before or on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written on their foreheads. You see? Then it goes into that song. Okay, we was reading scriptures about 1,000 will fall to the right and to the left and things like that. Okay, Leviathan will, okay, surprise, for you to surprise, he would say, he will pass you or whatever if you're in America and things like that. Okay, you will maybe receive spiritual powers. Okay, let me get that real quick. I don't know, Super Saiyajin. Okay, Super Saiyajin, however you write it. Okay, maybe he will be even right next to you, Leviathan, or a missile, okay, explodes next to you, but I don't know, you can fly away or things like that or whatever. Okay, okay, so there's things coming, okay, which is above our even the hopeful elect's mind, because we don't know how it ends for us. Also, we just know that we have this hope, which is the only hope that a human being can have, okay, in this gospel, as we was reading, okay, trusting and believing in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but having the right doctrine. You see, that's the thing. Okay, having the right doctrine, which makes you this, okay, which makes you this, okay, this, the right doctrine makes you this. But then you have again Woke Up Malone and all these other beasts coming up, okay, beast behavior, that's what I mean, okay, coming up, oh, this and this from your doctrine. And when it clearly what we teach is exactly how a child would see the Bible if a child first reads the Bible, okay. And really it makes no sense after all if you read it differently, because again, okay, you have all these all this proof out there, okay, of the Moabites, of the Edomites, of the Lord's chosen people being in certain okay countries, and being mentioned, okay, being in war, and you know, and even if you look at a woman, okay, it's also a good proof of the Bible is true. Okay, just say it like that. Okay, there's too much proof. Okay, also this movie here, Hebrews to Negroes. Okay, if you want to go science a little bit more, Hebrews to Negroes. Okay, and we don't say that this guy is teaching that this guy has the true doctrine or so whatever. But this is a good way. There are also books, I believe, 4 books to this video session here. Okay, whatever. Okay, this is a good way to understand the slave trade and whatever, you know, how the Hebrews went from first out of their land, which is Israel, to Africa, and then from Africa to America. If you don't know the Indians, okay, we have in Germany a certain problem in the policy right now about an Indian movie. You have to think about that, okay? But where are these other things, okay, that help these people out of their situation? It's not okay that you forbid a certain movie, okay? And who the F cares about this shit movie? Not even, okay, not even the children that sing it in their parties or whatever, okay? So really that shows you the oppression even further, because really there's no help coming to the Negroes, Latinos, and Indians. And I don't say that these people look all the way like a so-called Negro, Latino, and Indian in every case and whatever. You might think, okay, like the scripture tells us, okay, there's nothing coming to them when it comes to help, but the help from above, which is Yahweh Shem Shai. So it's all righteous again, and this judgment even starts, okay, with basically us. Okay, but this man here, it's him. He made good movies and books about how can you know, about the what is it, you know, where the Negroes, Latinos, and Indians really come from in America. Okay, the Indians were already there. Okay, it's not that Edomite that came over there. Oh, we discovered a new land. No. Okay, the scripture tells you that the so-called Mexicans, the tribe of Issachar, was already there. Okay, let's get the 12 tribe chart. Okay. Okay, so really this is all connected, okay, and this series here, okay, is really a good thing to watch or to read besides studying the doctrine of GMS, right? You see, because this is the 12 tribe charts, okay. For example, Issachar here, Mexicans, okay, and things like that, okay, so Negroes, Judah, whatever, Zebulon, Guatemala to Panama, and whatever, you know, the Bible tells us. That's the last verse what I go in, okay, palms in the hands, to prove that there's out of every last nation what you wouldn't even think exists, okay, there stands somebody, okay, in the kingdom with a palm thing, what is it? If you cut a little bit off of a tree, I don't know the English term yet, but let me read it. Revelation 7 and 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb. Okay, so for example, 300 years back, this place called Iran wasn't called Iran, but Persia. And you can go into history, and then you see that Persia is mentioned in the Bible, but no Iran after all, and that brings you back to Edom, Esau Edom, who names these places differently, but it's still historical proven that these were the real names and things like that. Okay, so it's all connected. Also, this movie here, our books, Hebrews to Negroes, it's all proven by the Bible, not the other way around. That things like this, if you study it, connected with the real doctrine, which only comes by the elders and apostles, okay, a real established order. There are no orders, and also not a so high number of dreams and visions, okay, that is possible to see coming from these people in that doctrine group, okay? Come. Tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, okay? Which clearly shows you that, we appear in every appearance, okay? Were stand and quiet with a loud voice, okay? Because I believe I'm a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Levi, if you don't know, or if you don't hear it from other videos, saying salvation to our God which sitteth upon the throne. Maybe I'm Reuben, but I don't really believe that. That's just a joke by a brother. Sit upon the throne, because I drink a lot, he thinks, and unto the Lamb, and all the angels stood around about the throne, and about the elders and the four beasts, and fell before the throne of their faces, worshipped God, saying, Amen, blessed, or Amen, blessed, blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our God forever and ever. Okay, Amen. Okay. Yeah, come. Here you read about 12,000 being sealed of every tribe. Okay, so however you appear today, you are of these tribes who are mentioned here. I don't see any other people being sealed here. So it's, let me read it. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Simeon 12,000. Levi 12,000. Issachar 12,000. Zebulun 12,000. Joseph 12,000. Tribe of Benjamin 12,000. I don't read every word here. Were sealed. Or basically of the 12 Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So every tribe, basically 12 tribes. Okay, if this was not all of the tribes. Okay. After this I beheld a great multitude which was reading. So it's 12,000 out of every tribe. So guess what you have if you, I will, okay, no, you don't have to, okay, calculate that. I will do it for you. I will do it for you, no problem at all. Okay, 12,000 times 12. What will come out? Let's see what will come out. It's, I can say it, it's 144,000. Okay, so if that, all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai Hashem Kakudash. Okay, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Christ.